Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The Medical College of Wisconsin is moving forward with plans to offer on-campus housing for students. According to initial design plans, the 4-story building would have around 260 units and be located off West Watertown Plank Road in Wauwatosa. It would be the first on-campus housing option for students at the Medical College. Wauwatosa's Design Review Board will go over the project later this month. No timeline has been given for when the building could open. In Madison, Republican lawmakers are proposing 2 bills that deal with gun rights in Wisconsin. One piece of legislation would implement constitutional carry, eliminating the requirement to have a state-issued license to carry a concealed firearm. A second measure would strengthen language around the right to bear arms in the state constitution. Both bills received a public hearing this week, with many speaking in favor and against the legislation. Governor Tony Evers would likely veto both measures. Milwaukee police are putting a new state law to use that makes it easier to tow cars involved in reckless driving. Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
There's 31 vehicles that have been towed, which is great. I mean, that's 31 people, 31 vehicles taken off the street, people who don't have those cars used as weapons against our fellow citizens.
The expanded law lets police impound vehicles regardless of whether the driver has a history of reckless driving and applies to stolen or borrowed cars. Neighboring municipalities including West Allis, Shorewood, and Brown Deer are in the process of enacting the law. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, it's Pop-Off Friday, and I have a process when I come in and I do the show and I set up and I do all these things. And usually, now this will sound strange admitting this, usually I'm running behind. So when I run behind, everything is normal. When I'm early,
that's when things get really weird. It must be weird because today is Pop-Off Friday. I've got some things I want to talk about. Of course, I want to remind you that you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a show. Or just go to youtube.com /1017thetruth. Click my show, and you can watch me live. Of course, as always, my Dr. Ken's Truth is on Facebook and LinkedIn. So, it's a weird day today. I washed my car today. It was 57 degrees today. But we're going to talk about weather a little later. Because it's Pop-Off Friday, let me start with this. When a state like Wisconsin has a tax surplus, that money is not the government's victory. It's the people's overpayment. It ain't found money. It ain't returned money, even though it should be. Why? Because it's public money. And the real question is whether Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the county, should use any surplus. The question is, who should it help first? Where should it go? Because if it's a surplus, like it is in the state of Wisconsin, it should reduce pressure on everyday families. Otherwise, it's just political decoration. So let me say, Wisconsin has a tax surplus that should be used for three things in the city of Milwaukee. I get the rest of Milwaukee, the rest of Wisconsin. I get the whole thing. Yeah, we live in Wisconsin. That's nice. Wisconsin's tax surplus should be used in Milwaukee for three things: lower property taxes, lower health care costs, and increasing public service. Now, that's not a theory. That's not a press release. That's a direct impact. Let me start with what everybody's complaining about right now, property tax. Now, I can't complain about it. My taxes just reached a number that I thought I'd reach 10 years ago. I've been living in my house 20 years, and I'm not complaining because I know if you picked my house up and put it over on the lakefront, it would probably be worth over $1 million. But if the city says my house is worth what it is what it is. But property taxes punish stability. In Milwaukee, people don't lose their houses because they don't love them. They lose them because they can't afford them. They can't keep paying for it. You can own your house for 30 years, pay off your mortgage, and still get taxed out of your own neighborhood because you're on a fixed income. Working families that are already stretched, young homeowners who are trying to build something, and every year the bill goes up and up and up because they simply change the mill rate. They lie to tell you that a portion of it we didn't change, but the mill rate changes, and all of a sudden, boom, you're through the roof. But then a tax surplus shouldn't sit in an account in the state of Wisconsin while people are choosing in Milwaukee between paying taxes and buying groceries. We'll talk about that later. Lowering property taxes is not a luxury. It's housing security. So if you want a stronger neighborhood, if you want people to keep their houses, if you want generational wealth, if you want to protect ownership, if you want the community in Milwaukee to be stable, stop taxing people out of their own progress. Now let's talk about healthcare. In Milwaukee, people don't avoid doctors because they don't care about their health. They avoid doctors because they're afraid of the bill. I had a friend of mine the other day who got sick, called a couple of us, and we came to help them. And I thank God they had the temerity and they had the humility to recognize that they needed help, and they called. I'd have trouble doing that. I think I would do it, but I'd have trouble doing that. Ego would kick in. I don't want nobody to know my business. Guess what? When you need help, you need help. But the problem was they were avoiding the doctor because of the bill. So if you're in between jobs, or if you're working where you're at the beginning of your year like now, and your deductible and all that stuff hasn't been met, So you know you're going to be paying out probably at least half whatever the bill is. And you know right now, if you go to a doctor's office, if you go to urgent care or an emergency room, you're going to pay through the nose. So what do? They delay checkups. They ignore symptoms. They rationalize pain and ration their medication. Sometimes they just hope or pray the pain will go away. That's not health care. That's survival mode. A tax surplus should reduce premiums, expand access, support mental health, and lower prescription costs, because untreated illness is going to become more expensive later, both socially and financially. But the problem is the insurance company. That's another issue. You don't save money by ignoring your health. You just move the cost forward into the future. Healthy citizens are productive. Healthy Milwaukee families are stable. Healthy communities reduce crime, decrease dependency on the public dole, and it also increases opportunity, because health care is not just a personal issue, it's a public investment. So then let's talk about one of the things I care about and I live through, public safety. So I'm going to say this carefully. Public safety is not just about the police and fire. It's about prevention. It's about having resources, trust, training, accountability, and especially something we need to look at in the city of Milwaukee, community infrastructure. It's about lighting in your neighborhoods that you're still getting taxed for so that you have to pay even though the lights are off. It's about youth programs, mental health response, officer training, fire equipment, response times. But what it really comes down to is about relationship. You can't starve public safety and then complain about the homicide rate. You can't only invest in reaction and then ignore prevention, kind of just like your health. A surplus should strengthen law enforcement and community-based strategies. And so because safety is not just one system, it's actually an ecosystem. So watch this. Hey, Milwaukee leaders, when people feel safe, business grow. When business grow, jobs grow. When jobs grow, crime drops. And public safety is economic development, not just construction downtown. So let me connect all these. If you lower my property tax, my family stays rooted. If I lower my health care costs, my family stays functioning. And if you lower and strengthen public safety and lower the amount of crime, families are protected. This is not a political idea. It's simply practical. And so here's the truth. This is to Governor Evers, County Executive Crowley, and Mayor Johnson. Surplus money should not be used to impress donors and decorate budgets. It should be used to relieve the pressure on the people, us, who created the surplus. Milwaukee families are not asking you for miracles. We just need breathing room. Breathing room in housing, breathing room in health, and breathing room in safety. And I'll say this directly. When government does not reflect the daily stress of people, we don't trust you. People don't measure leadership by your speech or whether or not you say something about Minnesota and the shooting or ICE or Trump or anything. They measure it by the bills they have in their house. So if we truly care about Milwaukee's future, the surplus that Wisconsin has shouldn't be a trophy. It should be a tool to stabilize families in Milwaukee, a tool to protect health care for families in Milwaukee, and a tool to secure communities in Milwaukee. Because a strong city isn't built on savings accounts in Madison. It's built on stability, all over the state. Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, Green Bay, Madison, Wausau, every little small town in between. It's simple. A surplus doesn't reach the people. It doesn't reach the people when leadership fails. It's accounting. And Milwaukee deserves more than just good accounting. Ask MPS. Ask Minnesota. Milwaukee deserves relief. Milwaukee deserves security, and we deserve honesty. So let's lower property taxes. Let's lower healthcare costs, and let's increase our public safety. That's not politics. That's priority.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Coming with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Soda.
gentlemen, look at this.
You're listening to Truth and I'm sorry, it's Friday. I'm just having a good. This is one of my favorite songs. 833-212-1017 is the number. So we're working next week. Zach and I are going to sit down and we're going to create the Truth in the Afternoon playlist on Spotify. Then you can we'll just throw songs in there that we like and play, and you can listen to them. And everybody I heard that song. I want to know what that song is. Well, we'll just do that. We will. Oh, let me look. Forget it. Let me go to Spotify. Oh my God. Let me go to Spotify. Boom. Oh, Sherwin is logged into Spotify. I should create some kind of sexy thing, and then make
his Spotify recap next year's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they be like, "Where did this come from?" And I'll be like, "I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?" So I'm gonna log into Spotify right now on the air live. And by the way, while I'm talking about Sherwin, today's show is dedicated to Eugene Hughes, Sherwin's dad, who passed away. And so we want to keep it up today, and I'm gonna dedicate this show today to Eugene Hughes. He raised a great man and a great family, and I just want to say, our condolences and our prayers are out with Sherwin and his family. And so we just here to pick up and do the heavy lifting that's needed. So we's right here. All right, let me get in. So I'm in Spotify. Let me find Truth in the Afternoon show playlist. Oh, that's a lot of songs. So how do I share this? You know how to share a playlist or get a link?
Like the one that I have?
I don't know. Oh, I see it right here. So click that. Make public.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And then share. Copy link to playlist. Boom. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to do this. Press enter. There. So there's the playlist. Y'all got the playlist to Truth in the Afternoon. And then I'm going to go to the talking text and I'm going to go keyword and I'm going to create a new one. And what am I going to call it?
You got to do something funny or...
No. I got to do a keyword. So I'm going to do TITA, Truth in the Afternoon, playlist. And it's all one word.
I would just put Ken's music.
Ken's, K-E-N apostrophe S, or just K-N-S music? No, I'm going to put Dr. Ken music. So D-R-K-E-N-S music, all one word. And that's all you got to do is text it, and it'll send you the link to the Spotify playlist for Truth in the Afternoon. Done. All right. And then somebody check it and double check it and make sure I did it right. Be like, hey, over the weekend, I get like 267 messages. Hey, I didn't get the playlist. What's wrong with you? Ah. So, and as you'll see, my music selections are kind of eclectic. It's 215 songs in there. I'm just letting you know. It's about 16 hours of music. We've been here 5 years. So it's about 16 hours of music in there. And every time we do a show, we going to add stuff. We going to look it up and add the playlist. So hopefully you'll have it. Is you happy, Quanda? That was for you, Quanda. All right. 833-212-1017 is the number. And I officially say Study Hall is in session. Quanda's here. She said, good evening. I'll sit back and it's Pop-Off Friday. I had several viral class drinks from some callers. Wow. What's up, Willie? In 1906, WTP3. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to figure out who it is because he got to be frat. Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, Lucretia. Hey, what's going on? Who else is here? Dee Love. Milwaukee pays the highest taxes in the state. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. It's crazy. Didi Love said, why don't they bring back trade schools? And anything you want to pop off about, just throw it in the talking text, put it in the YouTube chat. We're going to talk about it today because this is pop off. I got something I'm going to pop off about too. Demetri, we know you ain't too proud to beg. Yes, Didi Love, it does make sense to bring it back. Give Dr. Brenda Cassellius some time. Give some of these local, even suburban school superintendents. If you go back, listen to the segment. It was segment 3 on the Truth Summit. Now, I was trying to come up with the date, but I couldn't remember it. November, something like that. Go back, go to 1017thetruth.com, and you'll see under the show, and in there you'll see. Check out the 3rd segment of Truth Summit, and you'll hear some of the things Superintendent Terrence Robinson from West Milwaukee, Damon Means from Wauwatosa School District, and Dr. Brenda Cassellius. All of them are Dr. Robinson, Dr. Means, and Dr. Cassellius. But I say that because those are the types of things that they're going to be working on. It's just going to take some time. It's just going to take some time. Who else is here? Essie, what's going on? Not really a city girl. Good afternoon. See, she the only one to say good afternoon. She's just nice. Quanda say, pressure pipes busting. Thank you, sir. I can jam to something different this weekend. Yes. Melody said the suburbs and cities like Kenosha start the kids early. Summer free workshops, hands-on, getting to know the skills. Wisconsin is shorting every trade. MPS and unions refuse to allow. I know, and I don't understand. It's the teachers union, I'm sure. It must be. I'm gonna blame the teachers union till somebody tell me something different. La Crosse, Madison, all larger cities have had trade programs for years. Now, here's something you have to think about those areas. They don't have big university presence. They have 2-year technical college presence, and so that's the level that they go to. Right? We gravitate to what's available. It's like the SAT and the ACT score. If that's the only thing you use to test whether or not somebody can finish college and whether or not it's a precursor. If you take those tests and those are the only tests that you use to determine whether or not a person is going to finish college based on the test score and whether or not they graduate, and that's the only measure you have, well, then of course that's it. But there are some alternative things you can do. College is one of them. Trades are one of them. All of those things. MATC has an interest in recruiting for their higher education monies. Sign the loan papers. Horrendous dropout rate for RNs. Not prepared. Still pay loan. It's a racket. It's not a racket. You need to make better choices in what it is that you want to do for life. And I think we need to have a show on that. How do you decide something that you want? Do you want something more? Do you want something? Are you driven enough? I gave a perfect analogy, and then we'll go to break and come back with my first pop-off, because I gave an analogy in class today. I said, today I would not want to be a white male because you're blamed for everything. But then you can't use that as an excuse for not getting anything. Same way black people can't use being black or the system or the man or anything for a reason why they can't get anything. The bottom line is this. I don't really like winning. Winning is not important to me. You have to have something in your life that drives you to the point where no matter what happens, no matter what you have to go through, you succeed. I had to do it for graduation from high school, had to do it for college, my second bachelor's degree, my master's, my PhD. You know why? Because there's one thing in life that burns me more than winning. You know what I hate? Let me say it like this. You have to hate something more than liking it in order to be successful. And it doesn't sound right. It's counterintuitive. But in the city of Milwaukee, if you want to win, you have to hate something more than winning. You know what I hate more than winning? Losing. I will go out of my way to do anything possible within reason to win because I hate losing. And winning gives you popularity, best radio show in Wisconsin, best specialty programming in Wisconsin, all this stuff. People know your voice, they know your face, where you live, where you work, can follow you places, talk to you in Starbucks, talk to you in Kohl's, talk to you when you're shopping, talk to you at 3rd Street. You don't have, the only time you're free is when you're in your own house and your phone is off and you're not answering your door. Like, you have to understand that that is part of success. That comes with it. But what I hate more is losing. So the first year I went to WBA and I lost, I said never again. I said in my lifetime, before I get off of the air and stop broadcasting every single day, my goal in my life, when I worked even in Central Illinois, when I was going to Illinois State, was to win a Broadcasters Association first place. WGN, I got 3rd place. At The Truth, I got 2 second places the first year, and I said, never again. Rocked that year, and in 2023, got first place. Why? Because I hate losing more than I love winning. And that's what drives me in life. Some people say, why are you so successful? Because I hate losing more than I love winning. And if you can find that thing, that being a welder, being a car, what do you call them? Car mechanic, doing whatever you do, electrician, a plumber, if you can pursue that and not lose, world is yours. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Southbound on 43, we've got backups from just south of North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Looks like we do have a broken down vehicle on the right shoulder, right in the middle of that. We've got westbound 94 slowing from 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. And then on the eastbound side, we got backups from 84th Street to Hawley Road. Still seeing delays on 894 southbound from Beloit Road down through the Hale interchange past Forest Home. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Increasing clouds, early morning rain snow mix with a low of 31. Tomorrow, snow likely 1 to 2 inches possible with a high of 36. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This awards show will be honoring the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We're rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Tickets go on sale Monday, January 12th and are just $20 and include free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 101.7 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousins Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum, I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data, to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The 16-21 Milwaukee Bucks are back in action tonight, taking on the Los Angeles Lakers on the road. The Bucks are looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Golden State on Wednesday night. The Milwaukee Panthers play host to Northern Kentucky Norse tonight. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth. In a Big East matchup, the Marquette Golden Eagles take on Villanova at the Pfizer Forum at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. And the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears square off Saturday at Soldier Field. 7 p.m. kickoff in the wild card round. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur on what the difference maker will be for the Packers.
Every play is so valuable, so critical. There's no wasted plays. And then I think ultimately what it comes down to is your ability to execute.
This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Girl, when you gonna down my heart?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I saw this story pop off, number one. I saw this story on CBS 58.
Number one.
Where the former MPD officer and attorney talks legal liability after Minneapolis ICE shooting. This is going to be a wrongful death shoot. Well, first of all, it was by Vince Bobbitt. Vince ain't been a cop in God knows how many years. So that's one. And because you're an attorney, that doesn't make you an expert. I'm just saying. That's just me. I'm popping off. Story says the ICE shooting in Minneapolis is just days old and already it's at a fierce political debate. So what? On Thursday, January 8th, we spoke with an attorney who used to be a Milwaukee police officer about the legal responsibilities in the situation. Vincent Bobbitt told us that person should not have been killed, plain and simple. That's an opinion, number one. Number two, this is me. When things like that happen, both of them were right, and both of them might have been wrong. You don't put the heavier weight on the cop any more so than you put the heavier weight on the person who stepped on the gas. Miss Good, Renee Good. What I'm trying to say is the outcome of this might be officer didn't need to be in front of the car, she didn't need to step on the gas. Those two things met. That might likely be the outcome, no matter how emotional you are, no matter how mad you are. Bobbitt is an attorney at his law firm, Bobbitt Law Office. He said, at a bare minimum, this is going to be a wrongful death suit against the United States government and those officers. That's a bare minimum. He served 5 years as MPD tactical unit, policing riots, making traffic stops, and executing drug warrants. How long were you on the job, Vince? I'm just saying. In our culture, it depends how long you were in law enforcement. I was in law enforcement from April 1993 till February February? Yeah, about February. I think January, February 2023. 29 years and some change. Almost 30. He said training is clear on how to keep officers safe. I know the manuals clearly tell you do not grab a door handle of a running car. You don't stand in front of a running car even if the car is off. That they should have not done. That's true. But it doesn't make you liable. And when things happen that fast, you can't armchair quarterback like this and say what you think, and he has a right to, absolutely, about those things, criticizing. You just don't like ICE and you don't like Trump, and so you go through these shenanigans. Where were you when black people were getting shot and killed? Where were you when black people? Where were you to talk about the homicide rate in Milwaukee? Because the majority of them are black people killing black people, so you really don't care. And I don't know if you do care. This isn't about Vince Bobbitt. I'm not talking about Vince Bobbitt. I'm talking about the fact that people complain about things, and it's just their opinion. As if being a former police officer or being a lawyer gives them a leg up, when it doesn't. The cops that do the work day in, day out. Now, is ICE trained to do traffic stops? I don't know. Are they trained to do vehicle contacts? I don't know. From what I saw, they may not. I can't speak about all of ICE. I can only speak about that one ICE officer. Actually, both, who stood in front of the car and the approach the other officer had when he leaned down to talk to the woman. He's in a bad spot. He's in what's called a fatal funnel. But again, we talk about it in general, and the mayor is among those who criticize the actions. But the mayor, Mr. Mayor, what are you doing to clean up the city of Milwaukee? Nothing. You're too busy vetoing money that can help fix the crappy roads in the city. But I don't see you can't even say the word, vetoing anything downtown when your construction company buddies want to build something downtown. Seems like everything's just fine then. Political nonsense. It's trash. Yes, I stole that word from Tory Lowe. It's trash. You need to understand something. ICE has been doing this, what you see, for decades. You just see it on video. And now you don't like it. Sometimes things go bad, things go wrong. Yes, that's true. It's unfortunate. It is. It's tragic. But nothing's perfect. Stop trying to hold law enforcement to a perfection standard, and we won't hold the public to any kind of standard, because much of the behavior in the city of Milwaukee by criminals, why aren't we marching about that? Y'all got y'all, I can't say that. Undies in a bunch about some white woman who unfortunately lost her life, and her daughter and her child won't have a mother. Her companion won't have a companion. We're giving more angst about her than 200 and something homicides in Milwaukee, and you're not marching for that, but you march for this nonsense? You know the only thing I can call you? Stupid. And when we come back, Journal Sentinel has a story, and I got to pick up something that Sherwin talked about. When is it our responsibility to make sure your business makes money? It's recognizing that there are people in the world that only have one word on their mind and heart when they become emotional and something happens to someone they like. They become irrational, they become fixated, and they do to others what they believe was done to them. The one thing everybody in America right now today, with the death of Charlie Kirk, the one thing they need to fear is retaliation.
Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Thomas said, why would ICE block a physician from helping the woman that got shot in the face in Minneapolis? Because how do you know he was a doctor? How do you know he was a medical doctor? How do you know he was a physician? He might have been a person on the side that might have wanted to do harm to that woman. Might have been a person who wanted to make ICE look bad by messing with the crime. You're talking about a crime scene, and I'm going to let somebody into a crime scene. You let people into a crime scene who are certified, who are paramedics, who show up, who can then testify to what they did, and you trust them. They've had a background check and all that. Some random yo who rolls up and to say, hey, I'm a physician, don't mean nothing. Even if you in plain clothes and you say you a cop, you need to have a badge and an ID card. And it needs to be visible, not on your hip, around your neck with an ID. Otherwise, ain't trying to hear that. I don't care what kind of badge you got.
So if they just so happen to hop out an ambulance in full uniform, then would it have been okay?
No. Because I didn't call you. So I don't know where you're coming from. I just have no idea. Everything has to be done in order. If there is shooting, if there is injury, you make the call, they dispatch the paramedic, and I'm sure they have them embedded with ICE, just like the police have them embedded with officers when things like that happen. You've got medics there. When Major Incident Response Team was working at a protest, some of the coppers there are EMTs, paramedics. Some of them might have been even RNs. They got them standing by, fire department standing by. That's what it's for. What you don't do is have some outside person, unless they got there first and they're treating them, then you have to get their information, their license number, where they work, all that, so they can come testify to what they did. But if I let somebody go work on somebody and they don't know what the heck they're doing and that person dies, that's on me. So that's why they did the way they did. They didn't block. They preserved the crime scene. So You're welcome, Quanda. But yeah, it just. So let me get back to number 2. Time is already kicking and ticking.
Number 2.
So the Sherman Park grocery store at risk of closing. And everybody we call for support. What have you been doing in the years that you've been open to generate any? Have you seen any advertising? Have you seen any promotion? Were there any sales at the store? Like, black businesses seem in Milwaukee, I'm only speaking for Milwaukee, black businesses in Milwaukee seem to not want to advertise, and I'm not saying whether he did or didn't, because I don't know, seem to not want to advertise, but when your business goes down, you expect us to come out of our pocket and help you. As if you're doing us a favor by being in the community. No, you're there to make money. As an afterthought, there are other things you can do and help the community in the food desert and all that fine stuff, and that's great. But I'm talking about, are you serious? Every time a black business gets in trouble, oh, I need some help. Well, what were you doing that made you get to the point where you needed help? I'm just asking. To remain open, we need urgent assistance from local, state, and federal agencies, as well as for-profit and nonprofit organizations. We're willing to do whatever it takes to sustain our operations and continue serving as a vital community asset. Since when is a business a community asset? Let's start looking under the covers of all these businesses that say they're helping the community. How many people are you hiring? How much money have you made? How much money have you given to nonprofits and other organizations? How many? Like, come on now. If you want us to support, put some money in the neighborhood. You did it by opening the business. I applaud that. I think it's great, but you're still a business. And you're a private business. And if it don't swing, it don't swing. If you can't hit the ball, that's called business. Yes, there are pressures across the grocery industry. Shrinking margins, like they talk about in the story. Rising food costs, debt burdens, employee and residential shrinkage. Yeah. Issues with the SNAP benefits. Yeah. That's called doing business. Because if my business fails, guess what y'all gonna do? Oh, that's a shame. What you doing next? You gonna open up another business? Yep. I'm not trying to be cold or mean, but it's not the black business. It's not the black community's responsibility to take care of your business. It's yours. And I know Maurice wins, but that's just how life goes. Some win, some don't. And I get asking for help, but come on. Come on. Sherman Park grocery store opened in July 2022. This is from JS Online and serves one of the city's food deserts. I wish y'all would stop calling things food deserts. I hate other people that come into our community and decide what's a food desert and what's not. Approximately 23% of residents in Sherman Park neighborhood live below the poverty level, according to U.S. Census Bureau's 2019 to 2023 American Community Survey 5-year estimates. The survey estimates that an average of 46% of residents across the 10 census tracts that make up Sherman Park rely on SNAP benefits for food access. I get it. It's troublesome. But unless you're allowing people to look under the hood to find out what was done and what was done to mitigate it, I don't know. I want to see that. I wish them well. I wish them well. I think that it's a wonderful thing. I think that it's a great idea. I think Sherman Park Grocery should grow and expand. But I want to see what things were done in order to make it big. Here's my first issue, and this is not Sherman Park. grocery. This is not Sherman Park anything. Does it matter that you call your business a black business versus a business? I cringe when I hear a business who's here to make money, and money is green, call themselves a black business or call themselves a woman-owned business. What does that mean? That's not going to get you extra something, is it? Sir Chon says, so Dr. Ken, that's your area. You never once stopped in there to check out things or opted to cop a few things? Yes, I have. When he first opened, yes, I did. I checked it out. And so when I go shopping, I shop where I shop. I shop where people advertise. I shop where people say, come shop here. I don't know what else to say. But I don't know if it's the community's responsibility to help your business. Most businesses, when they're up and prospering, don't ask the community for help. And I'm not putting him or that store in that vein, but at some point, it is what it is. I hope he makes it. I hope he goes through, and I hope that people start to go into the store, and even if the prices are a little high, support your neighborhood store. But I'm not going to feel like I'm responsible or I have to support something that I didn't create. I didn't create the issue. I get because, economy for some businesses are pretty bad, and food is one of them. Prices are high everywhere. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Want to remind you, we're going to be giving away some money, a qualifier. Well, not giving away money, but we'll have a qualifier for Gruber Law Offices in the 5 o'clock hour. We got so much stuff coming up this weekend. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Pop Off Friday. Top 5 up next.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. And I'm 24, so I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The Medical College of Wisconsin is moving forward with plans to offer on-campus housing for students. According to initial design plans, the 4-story building would have around 260 units and be located off West Watertown Plank Road in Wauwatosa. It would be the first on-campus housing option for students at the Medical College. Wauwatosa's Design Review Board will go over the project later this month. No timeline has been given for when the building could open. In Madison, Republican lawmakers are proposing 2 bills that deal with gun rights in Wisconsin. One piece of legislation would implement constitutional carry, eliminating the requirement to have a state-issued license to carry a concealed firearm. A second measure would strengthen language around the right to bear arms in the state constitution. Both bills received a public hearing this week, with many speaking in favor and against the legislation. Governor Tony Evers would likely veto both measures. Milwaukee police are putting a new state law to use that makes it easier to tow cars involved in reckless driving. Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
There's 31 vehicles that have been towed, which is great. I mean, that's 31 people, 31 vehicles taken off the street, people who don't have those cars used as weapons against our fellow citizens.
The expanded law lets police impound vehicles regardless of whether the driver has a history of reckless driving and applies to stolen or borrowed cars. Neighboring municipalities including West Allis, Shorewood, and Brown Deer are in the process of enacting the law. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 4 minutes. That's 4 minutes after the hour. Well, may as well get moving.
Number 5.
The weekend weather. Oh, I don't get it. I don't understand. From CBS 58, temperatures have been pretty wonky It's kind of weird. Right now, the current temperature is, see if I can redo this. Current temperature is 40 degrees. The low tonight is 32. And when I was driving in, it was like 57 degrees this morning. So it was kind of weird. Like, I went and got a car wash. And I guess I say wash and water. I put an R on those. I don't know why. Anyway. But this weekend, it's going to be weird. It's weird. So, I don't know how to say this. There was a high of 52. We fell short of a record yesterday of 57. And it's warm today. It just, yeah. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on. And then I kept reading. By Saturday, the clouds have increased and our next chance for snow arrives. And I'm like, what? Snow is likely. It'll be falling when most of us wake up Saturday morning and could stay most of the morning through the early afternoon. Lingering showers possible going into Sunday. It'll be light, though, 1 to 2 inches. All we need is like a half inch, and then people start driving stupid. All of southeastern Wisconsin, they're expecting a low of 1.2 inches. Unless you're out in Waukesha, it'll be about 1.4. New weather models that have come in higher on totals, so don't be surprised if there's some adjustment to the map that you see on CBS 58 before the snow starts falling. And next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, you're snowed in.
Number 4.
Looks like medical college is going to be getting some dorms. Rhea talked about it in the news at the top of the hour. In a first for Medical College of Wisconsin, the Wauwatosa institution is planning to build on-campus student housing. So where'd you live before if you went to medical school? You had to like find an apartment. Can you imagine? That's probably why medical school costs so much. You got to pay for school and you got to get some money to live in an apartment. So if you got to get, well, I guess if you get a dorm, you're going to do the same thing. Somebody called it the Commons at MCW. Can we stop calling stuff the Commons? That's got to be the most common name for an apartment or building or something in America. Anyway, it'll be built off of West Watertown Plank Road on an Medical College of Wisconsin-owned lot next to an existing parking garage. So we'll see. The student body responded to a 2024 survey indicating interest in on-campus housing. When you work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, a shorter commute sounds appealing. But you also decided to be a medical doctor, so you got to suck it up, Buttercup. But I'm just being mean. I think that's great. I think that's a good call by the Medical College of Wisconsin. One of the great medical institutions here and medical schools here in the Midwest. So I think that is a great thing. And all teasing aside, I think that's going to be a great thing for Milwaukee and for Wauwatosa to get students not scattered all over southeastern Wisconsin to go to medical school. So that'll be cool. Now, those of you that rent apartments to students, well, good luck. Okay, I got another question. Do we still trust lawyers? You know, dentists have been accused of, you know, putting people to sleep and doing all type of dastardly things. Cops shooting people, beating up people. Firefighters let your house burn down. But what about lawyers?
Number 3.
From JS Online. So I read this story a few months ago. A Milwaukee defense attorney accused of sexually assaulting a woman in 2022 now wants to present his case before a jury. I was really bothered by this case. 1 count of second-degree sexual assault with the domestic violence modifier and 2 counts of felony bail jumping. Robert L. Taylor waived his right to a jury, requesting instead to have a court trial, one in which a judge alone hears testimony, weighs the evidence, and decides on the verdict. On yesterday, which was supposed to be the first day of the court trial before Judge Borowski. Borowski already had another trial on that date, and Taylor's case was transferred to Laura Crivello, another circuit court judge. And then once there, his attorneys asked that his case go before a jury. And Crivello granted the defense's requests. Pre-trial conference is set for April 13th. Jury trial is set for May 4th before Judge Crivello. And then I read his age. 79 years old. Dude, what you doing? What you doing? And I shouldn't say it, but if the woman was like under 60, shouldn't she have been able to just beat this guy up and defend her? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. I haven't read any complaints, and no, I'm not victim shaming. I think hit dude was 79 years old. What's he gonna do? Hope he has shoes to run. Although clearly, shoe robberies are back in fashion.
Number 2.
From Fox6Now.com, Cudahy police are saying that a teen was robbed at gunpoint. Uh-oh. They were called to the area of Kirkwood and Birchwood. What drug addict made up these street names? Anyway, just east of Packard Avenue at around 2 p.m. that day, and a 14-year-old told officers, he's from Milwaukee, that he was robbed at gunpoint while wearing a pair of $200 shoes. First of all, that 14, why your mama got you in $200 shoes? That's one. Number 2, Cudahy and South Milwaukee police departments worked together to identify the suspects in their vehicle. Police said the suspects who committed the armed robbery knew the victim. South Milwaukee police officers found and arrested 2 suspects the next day. The gun used, as well as the stolen shoes, were recovered. Police identified the suspect who committed the armed robbery as you ready? A 15-year-old from South Milwaukee, turned over to juvenile authorities, and an 18-year-old South Milwaukee resident who said he helped the 15-year-old commit the armed robbery. That person was turned over to Milwaukee County Criminal Justice Facility because he's an adult. Can you believe that? Do they put serial numbers on shoes? We're going to start putting serial numbers on shoes now. You know that, right? Excuse me, those are my shoes. If you look underneath, you'll see the last 4 of my Social Security number. Like, they mass produce shoes so you really can't tell whose are whose. Or do I need one of those things where I'm the only one that can untie the shoe? I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to invent a device or something. And so my number 1 story is, of course, the one thing I've been complaining about.
Number 1.
As property tax bills arrive across Wisconsin, homeowners are opening envelopes and basically screaming. There's an editorial in JS Online, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, that talks about, after nearly 15 years, that reality should force a simple question. What exactly did Act 10 accomplish? Act 10 was sold as a fiscal fix, a way to control costs and deliver lasting property tax relief. If limiting collective bargaining were an effective way to lower taxes, homeowners would be seeing the results. Now, instead, the bills keep climbing. The reason is straightforward. Act 10 never addressed the real drivers of local costs. Healthcare inflation, aging school buildings, special education mandates, and routine maintenance didn't disappear when public employees lost bargaining power. The law produced one-time labor savings that were quickly absorbed, while long-term pressures remained. Well, they said at the same time, the state isn't broke. Wisconsin is sitting on a structural surplus around $4 billion. So here's my thing. After you save, the governor should have used that money to soften the blow for those things. The property tax, the health care, public service, those are issues we're having in Milwaukee that I talked about. And if you have a question, go back to YouTube and listen to Dr. Ken's Truth at the beginning of the show. That's exactly what I talk about. So while this letter to the editor blames that it didn't do what it's supposed to do, how about blaming a legislature and a governor who didn't do what he was supposed to do with the money? when Milwaukee saved money. Milwaukee saved $25 million with Act 10. Didn't say a word about it, and then got mad at the police. I think he might have even got mad at the fire department and said, if you live outside the city, you get paid less. We had to take furlough days to make up the budget, even though the city made $25 million off of Act 10. A surplus. Those city workers didn't get a raise. All they did was got prompted to hate public service by then Mayor Tom Barrett. So when one takes advantage of the other, and a Republican governor saves you money, and the Democratic mayor says, saves money but doesn't do anything about it, he could have easily given people raises. He could have easily had tax relief. He didn't. He did not. So now we're sitting on $4 billion in the state. Even using half of that, about $2 billion for ongoing school aid and shared revenue, would meaningfully reduce the pressure driving local tax. Why do we keep giving money to schools when less kids are going to school? When the state pays more of the bill, property taxes come down or stop rising as fast. What bill should they pay? The governor only believes in education. He's not going to give any money to anybody else. That's why he put that nonsensical thing he put in the bill that allowed for 400 years, and somebody finally came in and went to the Supreme Court and they knocked it down to 40. But that's obscene, that you would be able to control a government 400 years after you're dead. That's ridiculous. But that's the kind of nonsense you get. That's the kind of nonsense. See, I complain about Republicans and Democrats. I complain about politicians when they do dumb stuff. It was dumb. It was dumb. Scott Walker set up public service so that the city was able to lie and say that we weren't paying the 7% toward, because everybody under Act 10 had to pay a minimum of 7% into their own pension. And that cut costs for the state and whatever pension plan you were in, except for police. We got exempted for 5 years, and then we had to start paying in. And so when we had to start paying in, we started paying in. Like, why was that an issue? So now, Milwaukee coppers, I don't know if the fire department is, I'm sure they are, they're in the Wisconsin pension system, and they get about 62% back for their pension instead of the 70 that they got. That's 8% reduction. However, if they're paying 7% into their 403B or into their pension like they should be fine. So the numbers, they're not perfect. But at some point, you got to put blame where blame belongs. When somebody doesn't do the right thing with money that they have, that's on them. So the blame right now, who has control over that money, is Governor Evers. And he doesn't care. I'm from Chicago, where if you're not Democrat, you don't even get your garbage picked up. I've never met a Democrat that didn't want to take your money and spend it on something that you deserve. They always want to spend it on something or somebody that's going to get them a vote. You see it in the city, you see it in the county, you see it in the state, and you see it in the country. Republicans talk a good game. They come in the black community, the Hispanic community, the Asian community, talk to women, talk to men, say what they're going to deliver, and then they do whatever they want to do. And if you don't like it, change it. Flip your vote. Tell them no. Say we're not voting for you anymore. We're not voting. Like, what would happen if nobody won the election? What would happen if nobody voted and then the mayor went out of office? Would the governor have to appoint a mayor? What would happen if people stepped up and took advantage of their rights and their privileges and voted for who they actually wanted, who was going to actually do what they said? Because every single person we've put in office in the city of Milwaukee as mayor has not done what they said they were going to do. Nothing. And nobody's complaining about it. Homicides are up. Potholes, reckless driving. Is the mayor or the city council going to direct the police chief to do anything? The police chief follows the Fire and Police Commission, and the mayor appoints the Fire and Police Commission. It's supposed to be independent, but we're waiting. We got more out of a school board that got elected by us and the changes than we did by aldermen and women and a mayor that's sitting downtown who we could talk to directly and doesn't do anything. Construction downtown, tear down 794 so we can build up more construction so construction companies can get rich, so real estate moguls can build tall buildings and get rich, and all the people that are upper middle class and upper class can move downtown and isolate the city even more and build up more walls and roads and streets and taxes. And who pays? The people in the residence areas, the neighborhoods of Milwaukee, are paying for what they're doing downtown. And they want the money to give the tax credits to all these wonderful businesses by raising your property tax. And see, the beauty is, I think I might be wrong. The beauty is, I would love somebody that's a politician to call me and tell me and then outline why I am. But they're not going to do that because they're too scared. Our city council in Milwaukee is what I like to call punkish. They step up every now and then, and I love the fact that the city council told a mayor to go kick rocks when he tried to veto things that were going to help the neighborhoods. That alone should be a reason why we should consider whether or not the race of a mayor matters. It's good to see a black man as mayor. I applaud it. I think it's great. But it's not about what have you done for me lately. What have you done for me, period?
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. Truth Nation, now is your chance to be our one call, that's all giveaway entry for the day. Yes, you can be entered in to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number. Now, somebody, the first person in the YouTube chat to give me a number for the number of the caller for the Gruber giveaway entry of the day is the number I will use. So I will sit here and wait, and I'm going to wait diligently. You can hit me on the talking to Quanda, beat everybody. Number 7, caller number 7 right now at 833-212-1017 is the number, and you'll be entered in to win, to be an entry for the day for the $5,000 giveaway with the award-winning 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Again, that's caller number 7. Thank you, Quanda. At 833-212-1017. Remember, if you or your loved one has ever been injured in an accident, call Gruber Law Offices today. Or should I say, contact Gruber Law Offices. Visit them at gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com. Caller number 7 for official contest rules. Visit 1017thetruth.com. Caller number 7, 833-212-1017 is the number.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
You know who's responsible for those kids' safety? Everybody at Waterford High School. The police, the law, decency, morality is responsible for those kids' safety. Had the Rufus King High School students been physically attacked, that's not the fault of the coach. That's blaming the victim. Come on, you know better than that. It would be the fault of the attacker.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Milwaukee Black Talk.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It starts with a spark. At Milwaukee College Prep, they nurture that spark from age 3 through 8th grade, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of their students face economic hardship, but that does not define them. At MCP, they see students' potential, and they help them live up to that potential. 4 campuses, 1 mission, college and beyond. MCP is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, y'all, don't forget to stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll never miss a minute of a live show. 27 minutes after the hour of hour 2. 40 degrees. Low tonight is now 33 degrees. Winds are from the west-southwest at 1 whole mile an hour. It's 40 degrees and it feels like 40 degrees. Pop off number 3.
Number 3.
The mother of 6 children found locked in a storage unit pleads guilty. From WISN 12. Oh my God! Can you believe it? Really? By the way, congratulations, Zech. They're our qualifier today. Make sure you listen each and every day to each and every show so you can get a chance to be our one call, that's all, Gruber 5K entry for the day. A woman accused of leaving 6 children locked in a storage unit in Milwaukee pleaded guilty yesterday to 2 misdemeanor counts of neglecting a child, specifying that harm did not occur. As part of the plea agreement, the 4 counts of felony neglecting a child were dismissed against Isaiah Zelensky, 27 years old. 6 children were found locked in a Milwaukee storage unit. In September, the children, a newborn, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old, were found alone in a storage unit at Store Safe on North 27th Street. Detectives said the 9-year-old was the caretaker. Officers found the children's parents, Charles Dupriest and Zelensky, sleeping in a car parked nearby. Dupriest told police they were homeless, but added they didn't have to stay in the unit. Sentencing is scheduled for March 19th. The case against Dupriest is still headed to trial, which is scheduled to begin January 12th. He's charged with multiple counts of neglecting a child and felon in possession of a firearm. Interesting. Here's how I'm going to paint it. I'm doing what I normally don't do. I'm going to make an educated assumption. Let's put it like that. An intelligent assumption, if you think I'm intelligent. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. I'm a felon. I've been in trouble. Now I got kids. Right? So I got a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old, and a woman that I feel responsible for. If I'm a felon, I'm probably having trouble getting a job. Clearly, she's having trouble getting a job because you can't get a job and take care of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. So what do? You find a storage unit, maybe one of your friends, maybe somebody else rents, whatever. You figure out how to set this up, and now you put the kids in. Terrible. Terrible place to be. But these are the kind of issues homeless people, poor people have in the city of Milwaukee. They're struggling just making it at the top level, and then there's this. So I can take a chance and carry a gun to make sure if somebody tries to go against my family, which is, I'm trying to take care of, and I'm asleep in the car and they're in a wider place, or what? I mean, what are my options? Now, possession of a firearm by a felon, I get it. But you should give him the same break you gave the woman. I'm tired of the justice system treating men worse than they treat women. You say culture doesn't matter. Do the crime, do the time. Well, if she got it knocked down to misdemeanor, he gets it knocked down to misdemeanor. And you don't jam up his life because he's the man and you think he's supposed to be in charge and he this. Blah, blah. If they're not married, he ain't in charge of nothing. And if you're married, he ain't in charge of nothing. I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying. You can't make men be the leader in everything, good and bad, and then trash him when he tries to lead. I don't know if that was the case here, but at some point, a little humility, a little humanity, and a little compassion on everybody's side. That means prosecutor and the person. Now, if he admitted to it, give him a plea deal like you do everybody else. And don't charge him with 10,000 things just so you can get him to plead, so you can get a conviction, so you could be happy because you got elected or got your job. Stop doing that. The legislature of the state of Wisconsin needs to limit the number of charges that you can charge a person with. And they need to limit it to 2. And if it's a felony, it can only be 1. You pick the highest one where the others are included, and you're done. Don't charge somebody who went in to commit a burglary and ends up committing felony murder, which means you were trying to commit a burglary and subsequently you killed somebody. You still committed the burglary, but somebody died. Charge them with the homicide. Charge them with felony murder. But don't charge them with felony murder and burglary and trespassing and theft. Like, it is disorderly conduct, recklessly endangering. You throw all these crimes in and make a person feel overwhelmed that they have to plead, and then you get it, when in fact, had you gone to trial, you might not have won at all. And then you got knucklehead lawyers, well, you should plead. And they get paid, you get paid, but you're in jail.
Because that's a win-win for them, though.
That's a win-win for them.
Prosecutor gets paid, defense gets paid,
and you go to jail.
You go to jail.
And we say the system is not rigged. 833-212-1017 is the number. Where you been, Winky Blue? I ain't heard from you in a minute.
Oh man, I've been laid in the cut. Every time I get a chance, though, I tune in.
All right.
Listen,
what's up?
When it comes down, you already stole my thunder because my thing was if they charged the lady with lesser stuff, and guess what? They wasn't sleeping nearby, like down the block. They was in the parking lot watching that storage unit. They watching them babies, man. They was in the car, but they was right there. Let me explain something to you. If she got charged with lesser, he was supposed to. But this goes to show you the racism. And you barely ever hear me talking about racism because I understand how to get around it. I understand how to work that. Because myself, I'm a racist, okay? But I work with racist people.
But at least you admit it. I get it.
I work with racist people, millionaires, man.
I get it.
You know, one time a millionaire stuck his hand out to shake my hand one day, and I was dirty. And I said, "Oh man, this Bobby said, no, put it right here. I've shook cleaner, dirtier hands than yours, sir. So shake him." So I got what he was saying. Even though my hands was dirty, he done shook cleaner, dirtier hands than mine. Meaning shook hands with people. But anyway, the deal is this, man. That shows the blatant racism. Now, we ought to be crying out about that because those people were there, and those was all dude kids. So what he need to do, maybe, now I wonder if he would have been married, would have helped. I mean, but in some states it might be.
Nope.
But he was there with his baby.
It wouldn't have helped.
It wouldn't have helped.
See, when you offend white people's sensibilities, you get hammered for it. When they don't understand culture, when they don't understand you're doing the absolute best you can. Oh, you can do better. You can do, well, I don't know. We've had about 400 years of you setting us back in every single thing we try to do. And then you hold me, to yours.
Listen, outside with the possession of the firearm, that's something that he probably gonna have to deal with.
Correct.
And they taking the boy to trial.
Correct.
So that means they getting free, or he probably felt like, no, y'all giving up. I ain't did nothing with you. So they mad because he probably wouldn't take the plea for the gun.
Correct.
Because he might have been giving her the gun. He might even said it was her gun. It didn't work out.
Because I done ran into some pretty arrogant ADAs over the years, let me tell you.
I believe it. So maybe they mashed on her to make her say that it wasn't her gun. And now they jamming him because it's really his gun. And it ain't my gun.
Well, we have no evidence of that. We don't know.
Right.
And
I know we just speculate. Now let me jump now to the alderman and the old mayor.
Okay.
The mayor sitting on this do nothing. He's been mobilized by really the Chris whatever his name is, Abley. He funded his campaign. He funded Crawley's campaign. Right now we have Chris Abley is king of the city and county. He's running both of them. Now, because he's funded them, and that means those guys are beckoning to his call or whatever.
Well, I think some construction people had some input on the city.
Yeah, I believe they did too.
Yeah.
But the major backing, I think, came from my boy. Anyway, when it comes down to the alder people that are sitting on, they do nothing.
You mean aldermen and women?
Yeah, alder person. We're just
aldermen and women.
Aldermen and women.
Stop trying to normalize gender. It's men and women, period.
That's exactly what it is. Now, listen to this. They won't have to worry about any redistricting maps or any of that stuff because the idiots are redistricting themselves by allowing developers and other people to come into the community and regenerate. Chicago over there fighting theirs. Yep. They fighting for real over there in Chicago, sir. Man. But listen, Milwaukee, we're sitting around. We don't have to worry about no redistricting, no maps. But the thing is, I think it'll be a bunch of white liberals, though, that will probably take over. Now, Malele Cobbs is giving her district away. What's this other boy, 15th automatic district?
Stamper.
Stanford. He's giving his district away.
How's that?
Just watch him see.
Hang on. How's that?
Because he's allowing things to be built and put in our community that basically is pushing me and you out.
What?
And you know something?
No. I live in the 15th automatic district. Hang on. I live in the 15th.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find out what.
District?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm finna show you something. You know Walnut Way?
Yeah.
Let's start right there.
I don't live anywhere near Walnut Way, but go ahead.
But that's okay. You probably up around the Washington Heights area.
I'm in Sherman Park.
Right. Well, Sherman Park. That's that. Well, Sherman Park. Sherman Park's got trouble right now. It's got a little trouble. It'll be a while before they get there. But that's just a corner of the 15th district automatic district. 15th automatic district runs from the Washington Heights down Belize, cuts back into North Avenue, goes all the way down to the bridge.
Right.
Okay, go all the way down to 7th Street Bridge. But anyway, the deal is this. We'll start with Walnut Way. Walnut Way is devastating and dominating just that little corridor, which two black people, Sharon and her husband, started the deal. They allowed UWM to get involved with this planning the agriculture deal. Before you know it, UWM done got in there. They got a board going. Now, hey, man, look here. Ain't nothing shaking and moving over there unless white folks say it's shaking and moving, okay?
That's true.
So Walnut Way, and hold on, that Stanford boy tell you right now, he's in love with Walnut Way.
That's
because
true.
But I'm looking at what's going on over there. And I had a battle with Walnut Way until I got to meet the people because I put something, my son then put a little deal over there. And we fought them, and we wound up getting it approved for 2 years. The last year, we said, we ain't going back for the licensing, man. Just let it go, because it was too much a hassle. It was too much a hassle. So anyway, it's a long story, man. But that gentleman right there, just the Walnut Way is just one. And then he likes to say, you're always talking about putting liquor stores in our community and you want tobacco shops. No. Hold on, buddy. If that is our economy, if that's the black man economy, by me not letting the church's chicken go in here, that doesn't mean we're going to stop eating chicken, sir. So if you got a little boy that's able to get money up and get funded to start himself a chicken, you let him go. I teach young boys all day. You sell them a nickel bag, man, you can sell now and laters and peanuts and socks and make that little change and without getting a case. But how they going to do it when you got a guy like that won't allow him to get a brick and mortar? They don't got to give them a liquor license. How about just give them a license to occupancy to get busy, bro?
Because Milwaukee as a city, and I'm not talking politically conservative, but as a city is conservative and does not like change.
I agree with you 100%.
They don't like it.
All right. But the deal is this right here. If you're really concerned about the young youth, you give them some action. We can go on, man, especially with the zoning and stuff. Yep. I would love it. Next time I'm going to call you early. Okay, thank you.
All right, take care, brother. 833-212-1017 is the number. I agree. At some point, we need to like I go to other cities and you can watch this. You can buy socks, you could buy apples, bananas, you could buy juice, you could buy water, you could watch this. You ready? You can buy a newspaper driving down the street. You can pull up, say, "Hey, I need a Sunday Sun-Times. I need a Tribune." Get it and go on, keep driving. Here, we can't have that. They'll be on the street. Oh my God, we can't. I'm like, are you kidding? We're talking about generating business. Also, it's just weird to me. It's just bizarre. It's like we want to be big like Chicago. We want to have the infrastructure like Chicago. We want to have the revenue like Chicago. We're just not going to do anything to get it. Late but never great. I forgot what I was going to say after that. Just whatever.
Westbound 894 got some backups coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to Loomis. On the southbound side to eastbound, we've got delays coming in right into the Hale interchange all the way past Forest Home. Eastbound 94, though, we've got some backups from just before 84th Street to just past 68th. The westbound side slowing down from 25th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. We've also got a broken down vehicle westbound 94 just at the county line. Just want to be extra careful. It is off on the right shoulder. Lots of lights there, a little bit of a distraction. So just be careful heading past that. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, early morning rain snow mix with lows in around 31. Tomorrow, snow likely, 1 to 2 inches possible, a high of 36. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
"I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer."
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The 16-21 Milwaukee Bucks are back in action tonight, taking on the Los Angeles Lakers on the road. The Bucks are looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Golden State on Wednesday night. The Milwaukee Panthers play host to Northern Kentucky Norse tonight. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth. In a Big East matchup, the Marquette Golden Eagles take on Villanova at the Pfizer Forum at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. And the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears square off Saturday at Soldier Field. 7 p.m. kickoff in the wild card round. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur on what the difference maker will be for the Packers.
Every play is so valuable, so critical. There's no wasted plays. And then I think ultimately what it comes down to is your ability to execute.
This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You can keep it going.
I just found this song this morning.
What do you mean found?
Like, it was the first time I ever heard it, and it wasn't even this version.
Turn it up.
Look at the sky. It's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built a bridge to your
That's how I pretend I can play the piano. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon, Sade. That is my favorite female artist. I can listen to Sade all day long. Come on, keep it going. Yeah, buddy. 833-212-1017 is the number. And on the talking text line, say Republican state reps always push for tax relief with surplus funds. If they'd have won, put a governor in that's going to sign it and give it to us then. I'm just saying, you keep running these knuckleheads who are never going to win. And let's be real. Politically, if you're not a Republican that's backed by Donald Trump in this next era, you are not going to win governor in Wisconsin. I don't really know how to help you with that. There are just some realities in life, and that's one of them. It's too many people on the Democratic side, and not a lot of them really have the gravitas statewide in order to win. So what are we doing in Wisconsin? We need to make the governor's race, just like we got the mayor, even though they're all Democrats, bipartisan. Because I would say the same thing, even though they're all Republicans. It should be I'm just tired of the division. I think we should wait. We should do it like Parliament does in Great Britain. That's what I think we should do. Everybody should get in, and then when everybody gets elected, go meet, and you have a week, and you get your factions together, and you get your stuff together, and whoever has the most votes, you're the majority. And then the number 2 people are the number 2 people, and that's it. And you're done. And it'll be the Whig Party or the Republican Party or the Conservative Party or the Democratic Party or the Liberal Party or the Labor. And call yourself whatever you want to be. And that's it. And you get to pick. You know, I mean, because this Republican-Democrat thing, there's too much money tied into it and too many people leave office. Don't you find it amazing that Democrats and Republicans leave office as millionaires? They complain about how poor they are, and then they just go into the ether. Where are where's Gwen Moore? Where's all these people who just, boop, oh, I'm going to show up, I got to run for office, okay, I'm done again, I'll just go disappear. Every now and then I'll scream and holler about something, and then otherwise I'll go disappear. That's it. $174,000 a year, something like that they make in the Senate and the House.
Yeah, I feel like I only hear about her around election time.
Election time. Same thing you do with your alderman or woman. Same thing you do with your county executive and your county supervisor. Same thing you do with your state legislators. Same thing with governor and mayor. What am I missing?
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to host conference foe, the North Kentucky Norse.
Draws a double, kick out to the wing. Aguilar contested 3, and he buries it. The Panthers are down by 3. D'Lo re-attacking in the paint, fades, fires, drops it in. The Panthers have pulled within 6.
Scott Warris has the coverage Friday starting at 7:30 on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 8 o'clock.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Whew, it's been a long week. And it's going to be a longer weekend because it's warm now and it's supposed to snow tomorrow. I don't know what to do. Bears play the Packers tomorrow. That'll be a great game. Tonight, Panther basketball is back in action. You heard it. They take on the Northern Kentucky Norse at UWM Panther Arena. Although the time was incorrect, coverage starts with Scott Juarez at 6:30 on 101.7 The Truth and Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. tonight. Stay tuned. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe will be jumping in for about a half hour, and then we will be with Panther basketball. Make sure you hang out all weekend long. I want to say thank you to everybody on the talk and text line. The chat had some great conversation today. Make sure if you want Spotify, text Dr. Ken's Music. DrKensMus. I-C. Dr. Ken's Music to 833-212-1017, and you'll get the link. And then if you're in Spotify, you can follow it. And as we add music to it, it's about 16 hours of music. It's about 215 cuts on there. I think you'll be pleased. Pretty eclectic, but I think you'll have a great time. Thank you. God bless. Be safe. Snow tomorrow. Be careful. Zach, appreciate you, brother. Have a great weekend. I'm out.
Be quiet.